I've been asked which baby items are worth it and which baby items are not worth it. And of course, it is a personal decision, but there are so many things that you can choose to buy or choose to put on a registry. And I wanted to share some things that we thought were worth it and some things that we either did skip or in hindsight would have skipped. So first, the 4 things that we either did skip or could have skipped. A wipe warmer. We decided that we didn't want to go with a wipe warmer because we didn't want our daughter to rely on her wipes being warmed, because we can't have a wipe warmer everywhere we go, and we didn't want her to rely on wipes being warm and then be surprised when they're cold when we're somewhere outside of the house. So we did it without a wipe warmer, and it's totally fine. She doesn't have any issues with wipes at regular temperatures. We also decided to not get a traditional changing table because it's a piece of furniture that has a really short shelf life, essentially. You use it just for changing. We also don't have a lot of room for it in our nursery. We opted instead for a wipe clean changing pad that goes on the top of a dresser, because we can take the changing pad off really easily and just use the dresser going forward, and then we can get a lot more use out of that piece of furniture. We also chose to not get a bottle sterilizer. You can wash most bottles and parts just with hot soapy water. If you're really concerned about it, check the manufacturer's information that comes with it when you buy it, but a lot of them can go through the dishwasher. And so if you're really concerned about things being clean, unless you have really specific needs for your baby, if they're premature or have health conditions or something like that, you really shouldn't need a sterilizer. Again, look into that if you disagree with me, but that was our personal experience and our decision. One last thing that I don't know is necessarily worth it is something that we did get, but we actually didn't use it at all, and we've already kind of exceeded the opportunity to use it. It's this back chair. I'm not unfolding it all the way. It has another leg that sticks out. But it's a reclined chair that sits in a bathtub, theoretically also a sink if your sink's ginormous. And I thought it was smaller when I got it, and we weren't able to use it with our baby because your baby can't use it according to the directions once they can try to sit up on their own, or they are 15 pounds, and our 5-month-old is trying really hard to sit up, so we can't put her in that now. And it didn't fit in our sinks. So when I was trying to bathe her when she was really little in the sink, I couldn't use it, which leads me into one of the things that we did think was worth it. A padded sink bather. Now, this is a lot more flexible. It fits in our sink so much more easily. Our daughter still hated sink baths. And when there were 2 of us to do it, we didn't necessarily need to have a padded bather. However, when she was really little and she would vomit up an entire feeding and I had to bathe her in the middle of the day by myself, this really came in handy so that I didn't have to worry about her bumping her heels or her elbows or her head in the hard sides of the sink. But obviously optional. Just very helpful if you're going to be doing solo bathing. Another thing that we debated for a really long time but did get is a bottle warmer. And of course, optional. It's not a necessity by any means, but it was very helpful when we were doing a lot of supplemental feeding. There was a season where we had to give our daughter a lot of bottles of expressed milk, and it was very stressful trying to warm them in bowls of warm water because you can't microwave them. So if you think ahead well enough and time it out well enough to use warm water, more power to you. But if you think you're going to need to be warming up bottles, sorry, our dog was barking. Our bottle warmer was super helpful. We also really value our sound machine. I can't show you because our daughter's using it, and that was a personal choice, but it really does help her nap. It just kind of softens some background noises for her. And then we love our swing. We actually got one that's a swing and bouncy chair combo so that it takes up half the floor space, and I really recommend that. I think it's super helpful to not take up quite as much space in your home if you're concerned about that. So that is something that I really liked too, is having a swing, bouncy chair, somewhere to put the baby that's safe. And it was really helpful when I'm vacuuming or something and I can't have her on the floor, and it keeps her entertained and happy. All right, those are the things that I think are worth it and the things that I think you could skip without really missing anything. Let me know what you think.